Does the Fallout TV show actually hold up to the games? And more importantly, does it line up with what Fallout has always been? Because the big fear wasn't just whether the show would be good, it was whether it would understand Fallout. Not just the look, but the rules of the world the games established over decades. And surprisingly, a lot of what's in the show adds up. Right away, the vaults feel right. The clean, sterile optimism mixed with something clearly off beneath the surface is straight out of the games. If you've played Fallout 3 or Fallout 4, you instantly recognize the tone. Vaults aren't safe havens, they're experiments. The show treats them exactly that way, slowly revealing how control, isolation, and artificial order always come at a cost. That's pure Fallout. The Brotherhood of Steel is another big one. The show portrays them as heavily militarized, rigid, and borderline fanatical, which lines up far more with their depiction in Fallout 1, Fallout 2, and New Vegas than the heroic version some players remember from Fallout 4. They're not saviors. They're a faction with a mission, and they don't care who gets crushed under it. That consistency matters. Then there's the technology. Power armor actually feels like power armor. It's heavy, intimidating, and changes the balance of every fight, just like it does in the games. Laser weapons behave the way you expect. Stimpaks aren't magical healing potions. They hurt, they're messy, and they feel like emergency tools rather than conveniences. These details might seem small, but they're exactly the kind of things fans notice when an adaptation gets them wrong. Even the violence lines up. Fallout has never been clean or heroic. It's sudden, excessive, and sometimes darkly funny. The show doesn't shy away from that. It treats death as common, often meaningless, and occasionally absurd, which is exactly how the games present life in the wasteland. The creatures are another strong point. Ghouls behave like ghouls, not zombies. They're tragic, unstable, and still human in ways that make them uncomfortable to watch. When you see them on screen, it feels like something you'd stumble into while exploring a ruined subway in Fallout 3. Familiar, but never safe. What really sells the show as Fallout, though, is how it handles morality. Just like the games, there are no clean choices. People do bad things for understandable reasons. Factions believe they're right even when they're clearly not. Survival comes first, ideals come second. That moral greyness is one of Fallout's core pillars, and the show leans into it instead of simplifying it for TV. But the big question is whether it can stay on this track. So far, the show respects the established law without being chained to it. It doesn't overwrite major game events, and it avoids giving definitive answers to things the games intentionally left ambiguous. That's a good sign. Fallout's world only works when there's room for interpretation. The danger comes if future seasons try to escalate too hard. Bigger factions, bigger battles, bigger stakes. Fallout works best when the world feels broken and fragmented, not when everything revolves around a single, world-ending threat. The games have stumbled when they forget that, and the show could too if it's not careful. Another risk is over-explaining. Fallout thrives on implication, notes on skeletons, half-told stories, vaults you never fully understand. If the show starts spelling everything out, it loses some of that mystery that makes the wasteland feel real. That said, the foundation is strong. The people making the show clearly understand Fallout as more than just a brand. They understand why things exist the way they do, and so far, they've been careful not to break the internal logic the games built. So does the Fallout show hold up to the games? In terms of world building, tone, factions, and technology, yes, it fits. It feels like a Fallout story that could exist alongside the games without contradicting them. That's a huge win. Whether it stays that way depends on restraint. If the show continues to respect the slow, strange, morally messy nature of the wasteland, it could become one of the strongest video game adaptations ever made. But if it forgets that Fallout is about survival first and spectacle second, it risks losing what made it work in the first place. For now, though, it's on the right path, and that alone is something Fallout fans almost never get to say.